Hello and welcome to another tutorial with me. Today I want to show you how I created this little waterfall album, and this is really cute. It's 4 inches wide, and my waterfall cards are 4 inches by 2.5, so you can technically store ATCs in it. So this is great, very easy to make. I used craft cardstock, and you have space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 ATCs or pictures or anything, whatever. It also has a bit of depth to it, the way I scored it. So if you add a lot of bulk, there's still space for it because of this. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This is what you need. So you will need craft cardstock. You will need 2 eyelets, which I've already chosen, and these are I just punched out with my Stampin' Up! 1-inch circles. So 2 1-inch circles from craft cardstock. Then you will need 3, which is going to be your waterfall, 3 pieces that measure 5.5 by 4. So cut 3 pieces, 5.5 by 4, and the 5.5 by 4 pieces on the long side, which is the 5.5-inch side, you are going to score at 2 inches and at 2.5. And then you need, for the outside, for the envelope basically, you need the full length of your A4 cardstock by 4 inches. And I'm going to show you how to score this as well. So I'm using this to score. Obviously you can also score on a scoreboard, but I find this easier because we are going to have 2 measurements that are 1/16 of an inch, and I find this easier on my paper cutter, paper trimmer. So first of all, let's just do the waterfall cards. So these are 5.5 by 4, and we are going to score at 2.5. and at 3 inches, and this is what it gives you. Can you see it? It's difficult to see, but this is basically then the spine, and your card then folds in half. So we are going to do all 3 of them quickly. So 2.5 and 3, that's your score lines for these bits. 2.5 and 3. There you go. And the next one, again, 2.5 and 3. Here we go. My phone is going, apologies. Forgot to put it on silent. And now our sleeve. So the sleeve is going in the full length, and your first score line, let me just see how I'm going to do this. Your first score line is at 2 inches. 2 inches. Next one is at 2.5 inches, and then we are moving on to 7/16. Oh, pardon me, I just whacked the camera. 7. I'm just going to 7/16. So this is 2, 4, 6, and there's the 7. 7 inches and 7/16 of an inch is your next score line, and then 7/15. 16th, so just 1/16 below 8. You're doing the next score line, and that's your scoring done. Right. Don't forget to punch out your 2 circles. I've already done that. You will also need a corner rounder. You don't have to, but I like to do this. So I'm going to, which one am I going to go for? I'm going for the white one. So I am going to round my corners, just like so, on either end of my sleeve. Oh no, look at that. I've put it in wonky. Dear me. Okay, saved it. Thanks God for that. This is difficult to do it on camera without getting it wonky. There you go, I've done it. So let me just clear up. we are now coming to the assembly, which is really easy. First of all, we want to find the center of this. So this is your score line here. This is your score line, okay, that you want to use. And if you measure this, this is 4 inches and this is 2 inches. So it's easy to find the center. So I'm going to mark the 1 inch mark here. So this is my 1 inch, and on my 4 inch I'm going to do the 2 inches. So here, and if I extend these two, this is where my center is, and this is where my hole is going. So I can, for this end, I can actually use my hole punch. If you don't have a hole punch, any pokey tool will, I'm actually going to do it with a pokey tool. Not everybody has a hole punch. So I'm just basically poking through, and then I use the end of my quilling tool to make the hole bigger. So I just basically, hold on, still too small. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. There you go. And I am also going to use a razor to erase my marks. At this point, if you want to decorate your sleeve with designer paper, or you want to stencil over it, you would need to do it now, because once your eyelet is in and your closure is in, that will be a bit difficult. So I do not recommend doing that. So if you want to leave it like craft, pure craft, that's fine at this point. If you don't want to do that and you want to decorate it, you would need to decorate and cut your designer paper now. Okay, where are we at? Here we are. So now that I know where this is, I'm just going to eyeball it. This is just basically eyeballing it, where I want to put my other closure. And I'm doing it again. Get my pokey tool out, poke a hole, make it bigger. Depends on the size of your eyelets though. Mine are rather large because the string I have is a bit too thick. Ideally, the string I'm using for this video is not ideal because it's slightly too thick, but I don't have any other, so I have to just get on with it really. And I'm going to show you my string. So this is my string, roughly 10 inches. And this is how it goes. So because I have poked my hole wider, I'm just going to take my scissors and clean this up. I'm just going to cut from the back to take away the bulk of the paper here. Same on here, just take away the bulk of the paper. Actually, this one is important. The top is more important than the bottom one. So your closure that comes from the top, because that is the one that will have the string attached. So next thing is we need to make a hole into our circles. Again, eyeballing it, or you can actually find the exact center. Let's see if this is any good, what I'm doing here. Maybe. Yeah, it's not 100%, but it's okay. It's okay. And again, I'm using my pokey tool to make it wider. And then the next one, try that again. Or maybe I'm actually going to do another one and see if this one, no, this one is as well wonky. So if it's both wonky, I should have actually figured out where exactly where the center is. So you put your eyelet in. You see this is off. Do I like it? It's okay. It's just for demonstration purposes. So this is my bottom part. So I'm going to put this, my eyelet and my circle through. This is the other side. You need your eyelet tool. This is the one I'm using. It's going to be a bit noisy because I have to whack it with a hammer. So eyelet in. This is what it looks like from the outside. Now at the top we have to do it slightly different because we will need to put the string in between and basically clamp the string in with the top one. So this feeds through here, but before I'm going to, whoopsie daisy. So this is a bit fiddly. So this is what I'm doing at this point. then pull the string in. So I have two ends sticking out here. Pull the string in, press this down, put your eyelet tool on, press down, and then whack it. There you go. And then I've flattened it, and this is what you have. Next bit, because now you have basically trapped your string in your eyelet, I'm just going to use my scissors and try to get in as deep as possible and cut that end. So this one is what's left over. Great, so move on. Next bit is our flaps. So you have two ends and you want to make sure that you are spacing it evenly. So because this here is my second score line at the top, so I'm just going to fold the second score line because this is where I'm going from the inside. You can see my score line here. My first set of waterfall card is going right underneath, so all you need is wet glue, or you can use your double-sided tape or whatever you prefer. And I'm just going to use this really quickly gripping glue from Dawn Bibi. If only there was still something in it. I use this a lot, so my bottle is nearly empty. I'm squeezing so hard to get something out. There you go. You don't need a lot. And you just put it on the spine that you created with your score lines. And I'm just popping it right, so ideally you fold this up, align this, and then what I like to do is I put it on the side like so to make sure that it sits 100% in the correct position. And then you just give it a good rub like so to actually get it to settle. And this is your first waterfall card in. So second one. Now if you would, I just want to show you, because that's a mistake I made before. You do not glue the second one right next to it, so you would need to space it out a bit evenly. So just you have to eyeball this, 1/2 inch. You leave space in between so that the next set of cardstock does not overlap. So I'm eyeballing this like 1/2 inch, something like that, putting it on the side, and then I'm just going to fold this down. And before it grips, yes, you can see how this aligns nicely. No, I've actually misaligned this one, never mind, it's just for demonstration purposes. So this is the second set in. So we already have 4. Ta-da! And the last one, you are going to do exactly the same, and that's then basically your album finished. So again, you want to fold these back. You want to leave 1/2 inch, roughly. I'm just going to pop this on the side, just so that this is aligned properly. And then, yep, because that was my wiggle time. That glue is really quick. And you can see that actually I will just give it so it just aligns. Oh, that's easy actually. Instead of eyeballing it, you can just, I just noticed something, so let me take it off. So if you bring this one up, you can actually align the card right next to there. So put glue back on. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. Align this end. Pop it down on the side. There you go. So now we have our 3 pieces of waterfall cardstock aligned beautifully. Drop down is 1/2 inch, and then this is your closure. So in order to give it a bit more space, you have a second score line here. There you go. And there you go. That's your envelope, ready to be filled with beautiful cards and whatever you're making. So when you start this, because this needs to come up slightly because this lays flat, so I use my fingernail, or you can also use a tool if you haven't got nails, and just basically train the cardstock to come up slightly. So the first few rounds it's a bit tricky to, especially when your thread is, let me just use my bone folder. So I'm just going to bend this up slightly so that I can get my string underneath easily. So what you want to do to close this is basically a figure eight, like so. Figure 1, 2, 3. There you go. It's a bit too loose now, never mind. Should have actually, you know, I am going to do it like so. So I'm going to fold this down and I'm going to fold this down, put this under tension and then string it. There you go. Now I got it. And now the paper is trained properly, and then that's your album ready. So that's it. So really easy, quick make. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Let me see what you make if you decorate yours, and also what you're going to put inside. This is what it looks from the side. You can see there's plenty of room now for 3D or cards or whatever, photos, embellishments. Let me see what you make, and thank you very much for watching this, and I hope you enjoy making your little waterfall sleeves. And I wish you actually it's Easter, so happy Easter and happy crafting. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.